Nobody saw this coming. Randy Orton just turned the wrestling world upside down by attacking Cody Rhodes in a moment that will define this entire era of WWE. The American Nightmare was blindsided by the Viper in a way that nobody could have predicted, and the ramifications of this attack are absolutely massive. If you missed it, you need to hear this breakdown because we're going to dissect exactly what just happened, why it matters, and what comes next for both of these megastars. Welcome back to WWE Express. I'm your host, and today we're analyzing one of the most shocking moments in recent wrestling history. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, two of the most prominent figures in WWE, just had an encounter that will redefine their entire storyline and potentially shake the foundations of everything we thought we knew about their relationship and their places in the company. Let's rewind and understand the context leading into this explosive moment. Cody Rhodes has spent years rebuilding his legacy in WWE. The American Nightmare has been presented as a leader, someone the locker room respects, someone who carries himself with integrity and purpose. He's been fighting his way toward championship opportunities, earning every accolade through hard work and determination. The audience has gotten behind him because he represents something noble in professional wrestling. He's a guy who does things the right way. Randy Orton, meanwhile, has established himself as one of the most accomplished and respected wrestlers on the roster. The Viper has main event WrestleManias. He's held world championships. He's been presented as someone who operates by his own rules, someone who is capable of striking at any moment when he feels it's necessary. Throughout his career, Orton has proven that he's unpredictable. He's a wrestler who can shift from showmanship to absolute brutality in a heartbeat. The psychological angle here is where this gets really interesting. On the surface, there was no obvious friction between these two competitors. They weren't engaged in a heated rivalry. They weren't fighting over opportunities or championships. That's what made this attack so shocking. This wasn't a continuation of an ongoing story. This was a complete shift in direction. This was Randy Orton making a statement, and that statement was loud and clear. When the attack happened, the element of surprise was absolutely devastating. Cody Rhodes didn't see it coming. The crowd didn't anticipate it. Nobody was expecting the Viper to strike in this moment. That's the brilliance of professional wrestling at its highest level. Sometimes the most impactful moments come from the unexpected. Sometimes the story changes not because of slow build, but because of a sudden, shocking moment that forces everyone to recalibrate. The physical assault itself was brutal and efficient. Orton didn't hesitate. There was no grandstanding, no showboating. He came in with intention and purpose. The strikes were devastating. The impact on Cody was significant. You could see the shock on the American Nightmare's face as he processed what was happening. One moment he was going about his business, the next moment he was under attack from someone he likely had no reason to believe would turn on him. What makes this moment even more compelling is how it showcases Randy Orton's character development throughout his career. The Viper is someone who has evolved significantly as a performer. Early in his career, he was known for being reckless and impulsive. Over the years, he's become more calculated. When he strikes now, there's usually a reason. There's usually a method to his madness. This attack felt deliberate. It felt like it was part of something bigger, something we might not fully understand yet. The timing of the attack is crucial to understanding what's really happening here. Orton made a choice about exactly when to strike. He didn't do it randomly. He did it at a moment when it would have maximum impact, when it would shock people the most, when it would send the clearest message. That's not the behavior of someone acting on impulse. That's the behavior of someone who has made a conscious decision that things needed to change. For Cody Rhodes, this attack represents a significant moment in his journey. The American Nightmare has been building momentum, has been climbing toward championship opportunities, has been establishing himself as one of the top guys in the company. Now, suddenly, he has a new problem. He has to deal with Randy Orton, one of the most dangerous wrestlers on the roster. This could derail everything Cody has been building, or it could provide an opportunity to prove something about himself. The WWE Universe's reaction to this attack was visceral and immediate. The crowd reacted with shock because they understood the significance of what they were witnessing. This wasn't a minor moment. This wasn't a simple physical altercation. This was a major storyline beat that just completely changed the trajectory of multiple competitors' careers moving forward. What's brilliant about this situation is the questions it creates. Why did Orton attack Cody? What's his motivation? Is this personal? Is this about opportunity? Is this about respect? Is Randy Orton making a statement that he's still a top guy, still relevant, still dangerous? Or is there something deeper, something we're not seeing yet? These are the questions that make professional wrestling compelling. They're the questions that drive the narrative forward and keep audiences engaged. From a storytelling perspective, this attack opens up so many possibilities. Maybe there's been a slow-burning issue between these two that we haven't been aware of. Maybe Orton respects Cody but believes that a physical challenge will prove something. Maybe there's an authority figure or another wrestler involved in orchestrating this. Maybe Orton simply decided that he wasn't going to let Cody continue unopposed toward a championship. The beauty of wrestling is that the story can go in multiple directions from here. The professional quality of the physicality during the attack was on display. Orton executed his offense with precision. Every strike looked impactful. Every moment served the narrative. There was no wasted motion, no dead time. Just pure, focused destruction aimed at Cody Rhodes. This is what separates elite performers from everyone else. The ability to execute at the highest level, even in a moment of sudden violence. For the broader WWE landscape, this moment matters tremendously. The relationship between these two wrestlers has shifted permanently. Even if they never interact again, this attack will be part of their legacy. People will talk about this moment for years. They'll reference it in future negotiations, future storylines, future encounters between these competitors. The shock value of this attack is something you can't underestimate. In an era where we consume so much wrestling content, where spoilers spread instantly online, where surprises are harder to come by, this attack managed to shock the wrestling world. That's an accomplishment. That's a testament to how WWE managed to keep this under wraps and execute it perfectly when the moment was right. Looking forward, we have to consider what comes next. Will Cody Rhodes demand retribution? Will he pursue Randy Orton and demand a match to settle this? Will there be a confrontation where Cody tries to understand why Orton attacked him? Will Orton explain his motivations, or will he let his actions speak for themselves? These are the questions that will drive the next chapter of this story. For Randy Orton, this attack accomplishes several things. It keeps him relevant in the main event picture. It shows that he's still dangerous, still unpredictable, still a major player in WWE. Even if you haven't been focused on Orton lately, you're focused on him now. He's inserted himself into a major storyline by making a shocking decision to attack someone most people would have considered a temporary ally or at least a neutral party. This is the kind of moment that reminds us why professional wrestling is so captivating as a form of entertainment. It's not just about physical competition. It's about storytelling, psychology, character development, and the ability to shock audiences in ways they don't expect. Randy Orton attacking Cody Rhodes accomplished all of those things in a single, explosive moment. The execution of the attack itself speaks volumes about where WWE is going as a company. They're willing to make bold storytelling choices. They're willing to shock people. They're willing to push narratives in unexpected directions. That keeps the product fresh. That keeps audiences guessing. That keeps people coming back to see what happens next. This is the kind of moment that will be referenced for years to come. When people talk about pivotal moments in Cody Rhodes' career, they'll mention this attack. When people discuss Randy Orton's legacy, they'll reference this moment as evidence of his relevance and his ability to make an impact whenever he chooses. This single act of violence has created a new dynamic in WWE that will play out over weeks and months. The bottom line is this: Randy Orton just sent a shockwave through the entire WWE landscape. He proved that even in a world of constant entertainment and constantly shifting storylines, he can still surprise people. He still matters. He's still dangerous. And Cody Rhodes now has a major situation on his hands that he needs to address. This attack marks a turning point for both of these competitors, and the ripple effects of this moment will be felt throughout the entire company. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of wrestling's most shocking moments, please subscribe to WWE Express for more in-depth analysis of WWE's biggest stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think motivated Randy Orton to attack Cody Rhodes? How do you think the American Nightmare will respond? Do you see a major match coming between these two? Let me know in the comments, and thanks so much for watching WWE Express. I'll see you in the next one.